Well, good day, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your morning flash update. And this update is for Wednesday, the 28th of June, 2023. And the time now about 8:10 a.m. Central Time. Now, we're in Chicago, and my eyes are on fire. I understand the president's coming here today. Hope he wears a mask. We're still under the influence of, terrible influence, by the way, of air that is polluted from the fires that are going on in Upper Canada. And that stream was supposed to be gone last night. It's not. We hope it does leave, but it is creating quite an event. I see outside, is through my camera right behind it, I have a window where I can still see outside. And it is sunny. We were not sunny at all yesterday. No rain, but just this overcast. So maybe it's finally picking up and blowing out of here. It's nasty. The heat, that's coming up, so be ready for that. The heat out of Texas is on its march, going into the Midwest now, and as the jet streams pick it up, we'll see where it takes it out east. Then they say in a couple of weeks another heat dome will build again in Texas. I only mention that because it will impact the grains. And on the grain market, in today's morning report, I show you that over the next 2 weeks, we have much more favorable rain events about to happen in the United States. And this is putting the beans and the corn, excuse me, a lot lower. I'm telling you that's part of this coughing from that. Everybody I know in Chicago has got a cough right now. On the energy markets, stable. That's the only word that I could use, is stable. Now, I had one of my clients that's quite versed in energies, Alfred, write and tell me about how Russian seaborne exports have dropped about 1 million barrels a day. But as the article that he sent me showed, it could be due to maintenance at ports and other areas because it's looking like it's going to pick up again. Regardless, can you imagine the head of the Wagner Group? I'm sure that there's a Putin death threat out on this man. He's persona non grata, as you can imagine. And I would expect that in the military we'll see a head or two fall. There's no way, in my opinion, he was marching on Moscow without the entering somewhere of top military people that might have crossed over to him and at the last minute changed their mind. I'm sure there's a witch hunt going on. In the dollar index, as you could see, up sharply, all right, compared to the other currencies. And I have been seeing my own work waffle back and forth, buy, don't buy. And today, because certain events happened, all the buy orders were yanked in anything that I had out there in them. And I'm questioning, is this where the dollar gets another bleep to the upside? Now, part of this could be that we're going to get today the Fed stress test on the banks. So we did get this morning the mortgage market numbers for the week. And as you can see, the index up 3%, the purchase index up 2.8%. What I don't get, and I wrote about it this morning in my report already, who's refi at this number? I mean, you're at some of the highest rates we've had in mortgages. Where are they coming from? Is refi that they had a regular bank loan to do a bridge loan of some types and they're calling that a refi? But people that had mortgages at, say, 3%, 4% recently, I don't think they're refining at these higher rates. So that got me a little concerned. The weekly petroleum stocks, we're going to get that in about an hour from now. The Federal Reserve, as I said, at 3:30 is going to give us the bank stress test. And from there, we'll see the shape of the banks. I expect they're going to be overall pretty good. And I think that we're still going to go ahead and see that the banks are going to have new hit on capital requirements. I'd be looking for that. But remember, as the dollar stays strong, it puts pressure on the metal markets. The copper market, to me, it's not a market worth in the high 380s right now. China's got to do more things in order to spur on development there, and I'm not seeing them happening. I think we're just waffling back and forth now with more of the stock indices joining the bear camp than the bull camp. The last one that I have that is still friendly is the S&P, and the others not as friendly as that market, so I'd pay attention there. I've been telling my traders, if we get that hot weather, you want to keep your eye on nat gas. Will it get a pop off of that real hot weather? Because we haven't had that in the Midwest, so the usage would go up. Now, I have one more full day left of my special report. Now, we didn't do anything on ARC Netflix. I did it on autos. And yesterday, by accident, as I showed groups, I mentioned the word Walmart. I meant Walgreens. Big mistake, all right? Walgreens is the market that got, as you saw, hit. They're closing hundreds of stores. They're saying that the consumers, that the price increases that they've had on goods has hurt overall sales. I don't know, but I read the company and it was down, 10% yesterday. It's a pretty big hit for a company of that size. So I'd be watching. Walgreens has been under attack. Well, what about these autos? I covered just now Lucid. And the reason is they just got $3 billion more from the Saudis. They've just signed the pact with Aston Martin. Their stock is near the year low, maybe an all-time low of 546 was just hit. So is the market getting down to a zone where maybe it's going to soon offer some value and come out of this downtrend and be one of the survivors? That's really what it's about, be it Fisker, be it them. We saw already that Lordstown declared bankruptcy yesterday. That's a truck maker, but one of those going. The startups in America don't do quite as well as the startups in China. We'll see what happens. And speaking of that, Tesla delivered even more cars in China for the recent month. However, they're losing market share because so many of the other cars are selling well. That's the difference there. But I cover a lot of this. So if you're interested in seeing the daily charts, the weekly charts, get an idea of the news at hand that's been impacting Lucid, I put it all together for you in a simple video report. How do you get it? You go to iraepstein.com. On the website, go under the word research. You'll see stocks, the special report. It's under stocks, special report. Give it a click. You can also just click right up here. It'll take you to it. And you can always call my staff. They'll work with you. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great day. I will speak to you all first thing tomorrow morning. And, of course, at the end of the day today, we'll do our typical market wrap-ups, getting ready for the July 4th holiday. Take care. Trade well.